Hey, this is George from Deafheaven, and you're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to our interview with George from Deafheaven. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing well. Just in a beautiful Toronto, enjoying myself.
Now you're playing a sold-out show tonight at the Garrison, so you must be feeling pretty stoked for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. We haven't been back here in a while, and Big Brave is opening the show, who I was fortunate enough to see a year or maybe two ago at this point, and I'm a big fan of their band, so it all came together.
I watched the sound check, and that is the loudest I've ever heard that room, and I've seen multiple shows here. So I was wondering, before, whether recording your energetic tracks or when you perform them, how do you get into that mindset where you know I'm just about to scream my lungs out?
Yeah, there's not a lot of prep. It's just going for it. It definitely helps that it's a sold-out crowd. A lot of what I do is feeding off the energy that is sort of given to me. And that propels me through the entire set. You know, tonight we're doing like an hour and a half, so the sort of lull in the middle of it is helped out by the audience. Other than that, just doing this, just kicking it, just trying to enjoy myself as much as possible.
I was amazed to find out that you don't do any warm-ups before hitting the stage. You don't drink honey, none of the typical things that I usually will hear about. So what's the trick? Have you just trained your voice enough where you're like, all right, it's showtime, I'm on?
Yeah, it's just control. It's just knowing what you're doing. I mean, physically, I do a lot of stretching. That is what ends up being more sore than anything else. Is just like my body, my neck. So I do that. But yeah, other than, I mean, it's just, you know, whiskey and smokes, I guess. So.
That's the secret, whiskey and smokes.
Yeah. Going to you.
Well, it's amazing to see where your music has been able to take you. Like, you guys just got back from a European tour. You'll soon be heading to Mexico. Is there anywhere that you'd still love to take the band that you've yet to?
Yes, we were actually just talking about this. India and Africa. Those are the two places that we've really yet to go. There are like major metal festivals in both places, and that is definitely off the list, or
on the list.
Yeah, because everything else is off the list. We've done pretty much everything you can do, I think. So yeah, those two, that would be great.
Does it feel a little bit surreal that there are only two places to pick out of the entire world? You're like, all right, these are the two left.
I think I'm incredibly grateful. We all are. It's such a weird thing, doing what we do, to be invited to all these faraway places and treated so well, and everyone is so accommodating, you know, around the world. It's not really fair, but I'll take it.
Your first show was Slayer with Pantera, and that apparently just kind of opened your eyes to how heavy music can really be, especially in a live setting. So tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, it was. It's something that I feel very fond of. I was like 12. I had friends who had older brothers, and the places I grew up always had like local punk scenes and stuff like that, so we did that. But that was my first like really major show. And I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible to see you're in an arena seeing those bands who have, you know, full production and things you've never seen before, and you know, there's like fire and it's just
a spectacle.
It's a spectacle. It's totally chaotic, and I think I just fell in love with it from day one. It's, you know, it's powerful and interesting and extreme and nuanced to a degree, and here I am now. Yeah. Chasing the dream.
We'll have to bring up New Bermuda, latest record release. A lot of this was inspired by your move from San Francisco to LA, and it not quite being exactly what you had envisioned. What was it when you got there and you just thought to yourself, this isn't what I planned?
I think it's just weird when you uproot yourself in general. You know, at this point, it's hard to, it's even hard to even think about how I felt at that time, because my relationship to that city and the people that I'm friends with and everything is very positive. I've really grown to enjoy Los Angeles, and I still travel to San Francisco all the time, so that's nice. But yeah, it was weird. It was a lot of you know, personal issues too, and just thinking that a move could help certain things and mend certain things, and it didn't necessarily. And I had a lot of friends through like passing through and touring and such, but when I got there, I kind of realized that like there is a difference between, you know,
casually passing through and then living there.
Yeah. I found myself with like nothing to do a lot of the time, a lot of it was just my own thing. I shouldn't even talk about anyone else. It was just a weird thing. It's weird. It was a weird transition. We were touring a lot too, so like even though I'd moved to LA, by the time I lived in LA for a year, I'd only been there like 5 months or so. So I couldn't really get my bearings every time we were home because it was such like a short amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. But at this point, it's good. I'm a much more peaceful person.
One of my favorite lyrics taken from that record would be "tricked into some fodder about this oasis." Was that kind of a direct take from that experience?
Yeah, I would say that that song in particular is very it's not very hidden. Everything's pretty much there, and that's very as about as direct as our lyrics go, I'd say.
I love the duality to the album because you have some songs like the ones that you were checking that are just in your face, loud, brash. Then you have songs that are very gentle, ethereal with some beautiful guitar. So what about that juxtaposition initially attracted you guys? You're like, this is kind of how we want to play our own metal music.
I mean, Carrie and I had these ideas a long time ago. You know, I'll be the first to say that we definitely, of course, we're not the first people to combine softer styles with more aggressive metal, but we grew up listening to bands that did that, and we always liked that. We didn't want to be linear. We wanted to kind of encompass all emotion, and that was our way of doing it. A lot of that is with him, though. I mean, it's me being like, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and it's actually him executing those ideas and making them fit to where it doesn't seem awkward or uninteresting.
You have an adorable dog named Joan, and I love the photo you posted where you're like, oh, I'm going off on tour, and you're just holding her like you looked like you wanted to cry a little bit.
Man, Joan, God, you know, Joan's, she's getting a lot of she's getting pretty popular. Actually, Pitchfork just did this thing on musicians and pets. It was kind of hilarious. So she's famous now. I do have a dog. Yeah, Joan. She's the best. My brother and my mom are watching her, and he sends me updates all the time, so it's like I'm with her still. I live alone, so I mean, you know, she's my number one. So I'm looking forward to
going back.
Yeah.
I have interviewed some bands that take their pets out on the road. Like I interviewed Devil Wears Prada recently, and they had 2 pups on their bus with them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? We've joked about it. We've talked about it. I think cats might be a bit better for a tour environment, but I know there's a couple services around the States anyway. In Seattle, one in particular, where they bring you foster dogs to like your sound check, and you just hang out with them, and then like you post a photo and you kind of like promote the shelter.
Oh, that's really cool.
It is cool, and I was like, man, on our next like headlining U.S. tour, we need to do that in every city, because you know, pups make everything better, man. That's just the way the world goes.
I can absolutely agree, having 2 of my own.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's wrap things up. Is there anything you would like to leave with all of your fans who will be viewing?
Just that we are happy to be here, and I hope that everyone tonight enjoys the show. We're playing stuff from pretty much all of our records and some smaller releases, and I think it's going to be a great time. And after this is done, we're going to work on some new music, and next year will be the year, I think.
Awesome. And also congrats on 6 years of Roads to Judah.
Yeah. I'm old.
New shirt. I'm old. The new shirts look great.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
28 pushing 50. That's good.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. I had a good time.
Awesome.
Appreciate
and remember, to everyone viewing, you can visit us at musicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, and so much more. See ya.